So we're back at it here, working on a 1986 F250 351 truck. And just as I said in the last video, I got some goodies for this thing. We got a brand new carburetor with an electric choke, brand new intake, fancy. We got some more Summit Racing goodies over here. We got a new lower rad hose. We got some gaskets, RTV gray. That's the best stuff in the world. And we got, what we got here? Some motor crap stuff. Oh, we got a new cap, just in case. And we got some more motor crap. We got a rotor for the distributor as well. I don't know if we'll need this or not, but I got it just in case. So that's the goodies that we got. Should give it a little bit more power, a little more pep, and a little more reliability, especially with this brand new carburetor here. With the electric choke, it's going to make it start so much easier when it gets cold out. Even though we are in South Carolina, we're in the South, it still gets into the teens every once in a while. And I know the person who's buying this truck, and they're going to be daily driving this thing. And I look forward for them to owning this truck and seeing it every once in a while in the parking lot and out and about. And I just know it's going to be a great truck. So to kind of recap, this truck has been sitting for what we have been told about 10 years. The gentleman who owned it hauled horses with it. It's got a fifth wheel attachment and everything. There's your little horse sticker, your little electrical box thing for your fifth wheel attachment there. Everything. It's a pretty clean truck. One little boot right there, and then the dash is a mess, but it's got this cheap cover on it, which I don't know if I'm going to change it or not. And I don't know what you guys think. Should we just dye this, or what should we do with this? Should we fix it on this? I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking just maybe throw some dye on it and just call it a day. Put some paint over here too, get rid of all this rust, just to make it look a little bit better. Because that South Carolina sun's really beating on it right there. Come to the passenger side, we do have one more goodie that I picked up at the O'Reilly's. That was actually cheaper there than it was at Summit. And we got a new brake booster down there. And I think that's what I'm going to start with today. Should be pretty easy. I think there's a $29 core on this bad boy too. So once I get that old one off, I'll get a good chunk back. If you don't recall, that is a 351 Windsor with a C6 3-speed behind it, automatic. And this is the bad boy we're going to replace on right here, because it is whistling and whining and making all kinds of noises, and just I think it'd just be good to replace on it. So let's get to it. Just kind of peeking at what we're working at here. We got your 4 bolts here that need to be taken off, and then looks like we got a little brake switch of some sort, and we got, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a little pin that needs to be pulled out, and it should be it. It should pull right out. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, but we'll see how it goes. We'll have to take the master cylinder off as well, which I'm going to replace this, but not at the moment. I'm going to try and do this by spilling everything that I possibly can. This is probably not the right way to do this either, but you know, we're on a budget. Trying to do things halfway. Oof, yikes. The heck? Oh my gosh. This thing went mud and Bo. Tell you what. You know this went through some quality control. It's already got rust on it. Blends in. Warning. Oh dear. I guess this is right. Now that that's ugga-dugga, let's see how much brake fluid we lost. Hey, still full. Not that it really matters. That's getting changed. Alright. Let's tighten up those back bolts. Put the brake pedal back on, and we're done. Now that we got the new brake booster in and we're waiting for the parts store to get the new master cylinder in, which should be about another 3 hours, I think it's going to be in, and we'll stick that guy on. So now let's just do the easy stuff. Let's get this old radiator hose out. It's kind of crusty. It's not horrible, but I just want to make sure it's good. This one's already been replaced, so that one's good. This one down here is definitely the original one. A little soft. And I got this Continental one, brand new. It's shaped a little differently. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but regardless, if it doesn't, then we'll have to go back up to the store and we'll have to find another one. And I'll probably keep this one because it'll be good for an LS swap, I'm sure, one day. Alright, so now that we got the whole top diamond and the bottom row gold, we're going to move over here to the distributor cap. And I'm still waiting on wires as well, and I'll pick that up when I get the master cylinder. So, wow, look at these. Motorcraft. These are the original wires, and oh wow, look, they're numbered too. How cool is that? They just don't make them like they used to, I tell you what. But we're going to take this guy off. We're going to replace on the cap and put a new rotor on it. Just make sure we're getting all the sparks. So just to look at here, we're going to be replacing on all of this right here. Brand new intake. Going to put a brand new carburetor with an electric choke. It's going to look nice. It's going to look really nice. And I'm going to clean up on these valve covers as well. And I know we got a leak down there, so we're going to replace on that as well while we're in here. Let's take a peek at this. Let's see how bad it is. Make sure those are off. Not horrible. It's got some wear on it. I doubt it's ever been replaced. Well, let's go ahead and fix it up. It's not bad at all, really. It could clean up those contact points there, especially right there. Could be cleaned up a bit, but you know what? These are like $3 or $4. I'm fine spending the money. So, alright, let's pop it back on. So I just popped off this first wire here, replacing the rotor, or replacing the cap, and just rust came out. So it's a good idea for me to change these. And like I said, I'm waiting for them to come in. Jeez, Cummins got to be so loud. I have a feeling it's probably a good idea to replace every single vacuum hose on here, which I probably will. Get out of there. Just to be safe, I want to make sure I bust off any of these bolts in the old head there. Plus it'll clean it. Here's something I like to do just before you go zipping everything out of here with your impact. Just take your regular wrench and just break them loose and kind of move them back and forth a little bit. Just to make sure you don't break those things off into the head. Then you're going to be in a lot of trouble. I got all the intake bolts off, and while I'm in here, I'm just going to go ahead and pop these valve covers off, and we're just going to clean them up a little bit. Since we're putting a brand new intake on, let's just clean it up. I don't know if I'm going to paint them or not, but I'm going to see if I can knock some of that rust off, and definitely a lot of that oil. Plus, valve cover gaskets need to be replaced anyway. Also, we get to see what the valve train looks like. It doesn't make any noise, but still, let's take a peek at it. Make sure we don't have any loose lifters or anything. So, there we go. Not horrible, not horrible. I mean, we got some gunk. These all look good. Rocker arms. Looks alright. Not bad, not bad at all. Well, let's go ahead and clean this guy up and see what we can do with it. Just about out, but this stuff works pretty good. I don't know if it'll get the rust off. I might have to put some persuasion from a little wheel or something. But this will get all the gunk off. And I'm almost out. See, these are pretty cool valve covers too. They got the Ford emblem right there. I like them. I think they're pretty neat. This side might be a little difficult to get to. Looks like there's a lot more in the way, but nevertheless. Oh, I need two hands. Again, this all looks good. You know, rocker arms are all good and tight. None of them loose. And, you know, there was no valve train noise to begin with, so I didn't really expect to see any broken rocker arms or springs or anything. The valve cover, I'm going to try and preserve this. You might be able to buy that aftermarket, but I don't think that's in the budget. But I will clean this up the best I can. Might put a little wheel to it. I don't know, maybe I'll get a new spray. Try and cover this up, maybe. I don't know yet, but what we need to do is soak it with what little we got. Dang it! I need to go buy some more. I don't know if this will work. We'll try. Valve cover gaskets were toast. They just come off in pieces. They're modular now. Well, now that 100-pound intake's out of there, my goodness. Now let's put an 18-pound one on. Alright, I got it cleaned up a little bit. I just need to run a line of RTV on the back and on the front right here. And that's how it came from the factory. If you look at this one right here, I just tore a whole bunch of it off. This was all on the front, and I know that this thing's never been cracked off before. Let's see if we flip this 100 pounds. Oh my gosh. Yeah, see, there's still some goop. Holy poop. That's some thick stuff. So I'm gonna lay a bead of RTV and put that new intake on. Man, I'm so excited. This thing's gonna look so good. And if you wonder why I kept this cap on there, it's gonna be so much easier just swapping each wire one at a time instead of figuring out the firing order. Maybe. We'll find out. Just a little tip. What I like to do is put a little bit of RTV up at the top, just so the intake gaskets will stay in place. And then I put probably a good 1/4 inch, if not a 3/8 inch bead back there, and same with up here, just to make sure we're covered. Getting close. The intake on here looks pretty good. I should have bought new bolts, but you know, we're on a budget. We don't want to get over. Still need to do this guy. I'm about to put the new carburetor on. I'm so excited. This thing should run fantastic. So, guess we'll stick this guy on here. Something like that, I guess. A few things I got to get done. I need to wire up this for the electric choke. And then I need to figure out what vacuum lines I need to get rid of and which ones do I need to keep. I need to figure out all that. So we're back here at one of the last parts of this F250. Going to get this brand new cap on, along with all brand new wires. And these are the same wires that I got on my 86 F250 with the 460. So they should work just fine in here. They may not be all as clean and tidy as they are right now. We'll figure it out. Alright, let's get to it. We've never done this before. These are kind of made to suit. There's already a little slit in these. You got your boots and all that, which I think I might swap them all to the 90s because that's what's already on it now. I don't know, we'll see. That might just be extra work that I don't really feel like doing. I will for sure get the 90s on the distributor side. Also, if you don't have one of these crimping tools, this is made specifically for spark plug wires. And this hole here, you stick your wire through and you cut it to whatever length you need it to be, and you take off that part over here. Then you just crimp it, smash it together. So all you need is just a razor blade and something to crimp it down with. Perfect example right here. Here's cylinder 1 wire already off, and here's the shortest wire that I got in this XL kit. I'm definitely gonna have to trim that. If not, it's gonna be really sloppy looking. We'll get to trimming that and we'll put it on. So what you want is something like this. Almost looks like a little stick of dynamite. You're gonna fold this guy back. See if I can do this one-handed. Hold on. Fold it back, lay it underneath, and then you slide it in your crimper and crimp it up. And after it's crimped, this is what it should look like, something like that. So it'll stay in place, ain't going nowhere. And I ended up using my vise. It's a little bit easier, a little less stress on your joints. With the old rotor off, it does have some nastiness on it, some corrosion buildup. So I'm sure this thing wasn't getting all the spark that it was supposed to be getting. So with this brand new one here, so clean, perfect. So we'll see if it needs a coil after this. It's the only thing left, right? You got to do this, put the spring on the carburetor, and put our new master cylinder on, then we should be done. Alright, I think I got everything wired up. I kind of rerouted the fuel line over there, put a new fuel filter in, all the new wires and coil wire, all that good stuff is all in, ready to go. I kind of separated a little bit. It's not pretty, but you know, it's gonna work, I think. Cross your fingers, everything goes good. We'll try it out. Here we go. So if all goes right, this should be all timed up. It should idle okay. Might be, I don't know. Let's see what's going to happen. Hey! It fired right up. That is awesome. I had to prime it a little bit, but it fired right up. That is great. Idle's a little high, but that's okay. We can tune that. But it fired up, and that's the important part. So let's get to tuning this thing. So now that we got this thing running just about perfectly, we're going to do some cleaning up here with the breather here. Looks like this was black here. We're just going to clean this up a little bit, all in here and all that. Just make it look good, you know. If it's on top of the engine, that's going to be the first presentable piece, and it'd be good if it just looked good, right? So I'm just going to spray it up a little bit with this Rust-Oleum engine enamel, and we'll see how it looks. I just roughed these two pieces up. It's not going to be perfect, but we don't want it to be perfect because this truck isn't perfect. If it looked perfect, then it wouldn't look good on it. So we're going to do a good enough job, and it's going to look a lot better. That's what we're going for. better. Not bad. We'll give it probably one more coat. We'll throw this thing back on. There it is. This thing is looking almost brand new. Look at this thing. We got a brand new intake, brand new distributor cap, brand new rotor. This thing's been freshly painted, brand new carburetor, brand new wires, cleaned up the valve covers, and we put new gaskets on it. And I'm looking at it now. I should have painted it at least black, just to kind of make it look good, make it pop along with all this that I painted. And these brackets, my goodness, these brackets just really just stand out. And I should just put some interior cleaner on this, some plastic cleaner on this, just to shine it up a little bit too. And I still have to do this. Gosh, I always forget about that. But the brakes still work, so I don't know if it really needs it. But I have it, I'm gonna put it on, and I want this to be perfect for the next guy, so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. But other than that, this thing is ready to go, and is just about perfect. And I am so happy that this thing is technically, right now, it's officially back on the road. There it is. I couldn't have left it without you guys seeing that I did in fact change the master cylinder. I've never been more nervous in my life. This is the first actual test drive. We're going up the road. We're gonna get some gas. Oh, I gotta hook the battery up. Hold on. Alright, cold starts and these are usually okay. Let's try it out. There we go. One pump. Electric choke's working as it should. Let's buckle up. Looks like we got brakes. Tap the gas one time. Good brakes. Alright, let's hope they stay good. Alright, let's see if we got some gears. A second. There's third. Hey! Speedometer's working. Steering wheel's upside down, but that's not a big deal. Alright, I'm not going to do any more than 45. But this thing is rolling. We're doing okay so far. Knock on plastic. After that little mishap, we were out of gas completely. Now it seemed to be doing all right. We're doing about 50. Shouldn't be doing that on these old tires, but we got all three gears. It's going pretty smooth. Carburetor needs a little twisting on, but other than that, this thing's ready to go, and this thing's driving nice too. I really hate to get rid of it, but I don't need two of them. And if it came down to it, I want to keep the 460 big block truck with the 4-speed and 4-wheel drive. But so far, this thing's doing all right. Temperature's staying around 180, 170. We're good. And it's downshifting like it should too as well. Now we hit 55. I think we're good to go. All right, I twisted on the carburetor a little bit. Let's see. Much smoother. Perfect. Here's the last shot of it before it goes to its new owner. This truck sat for 10 years, and now it is a daily driver once again, back on the road like as it should be. If you guys like content like this, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy.